Oh, I hate that one. Okay. We are going to shade our sphere. So you guys look at my sphere here.
Whoa.
We're shading underneath it to make it look like there's a shadow. We're going to shade on it to make it look like it's in shadow a little bit, like it's coming out. And then we're going to add a highlight. Okay. We're also going to add a little bit of shading on the outside just to make sure that it separates the sphere from its background a little bit. Okay. It looks complex. It's not that bad. Okay. So I'm going to take my number 2 pencil and I'm going to shade on the background, not on my circle, on the background. I'm going to go right up to my circle. And right up against my circle is going to be darker shading. Okay, so I'm kind of using the side of my pencil to lay in some value. Guys. Okay, so I'm laying in shading right up against my sphere, right up against my circle. And I'm going to have it kind of fade out. So this is going to be the shadow part, like the cast shadow, where this, if this was on a surface, it would be making a shadow on the surface. So I'm going right up against it and using my pencil, I'm just kind of laying in value, almost like a semicircle kind of a shape down here. It kind of comes out, and as it gets further away, it's going to start to blend out a little bit more. But I want it to be really dark right up against it. You're going to then use your blending tool on its side, remember, 45-degree angle, and we're going to blend it out to make it nice and smooth. Okay, nice and smooth blending. Okay, I want to have a nice crisp edge where that circle is coming, looks like it's coming out. Okay, so I'm going to blend this out. Okay, so blend this out. So if you need here, that's a little darker. It's a darker pencil. You're gonna still go. You gotta have dark under here, okay? But use that, and it's gonna help it show up more. Okay. So if you're having trouble, like you want to make sure that right up against the sphere is the darkest. Okay. So I'm gonna again blend it out. Okay, so I want that right in that crease to kind of be the darkest that it is. Okay, I'm going to now take my dirty blending tool. You see how it's got like graphite on it? And I'm going to go around my circle just a little bit and add a little bit of shading in the white spots on the outside of the circle to make it look like it's out of the floor, not on it. You know what I'm saying? To separate those two areas. So I'm just using my dirty blending tool. Well, yeah, it has graphite on it from when I just shaded. And I'm just darkening the value of some of the areas around the outside of my circle. Okay? Can you guys see that? So I just kind of went around and I just added a little bit of shading right around that circle. Okay, so can you guys see like around it shows up the shape a little bit more better of the thing. Okay, now we're going to add shading onto our circle. Okay, I'm going to take my number 2 pencil and I'm going to shade now like the bottom half of this circle with my pencil, just adding a little bit of graphite in the actual sphere to make it look like it's three-dimensional. Okay, and again, like nice and light, not as dark as down here, but lightly. And now I'm going to go in, I'm going to blend it. And you can see that I'm going with the shape of my sphere too, like the curve of it as I'm shading. Okay. And then our last step is going to be to add our highlight. That's where the chalk comes in. So I'm going to do my chalk. I'm going to do a nice bright white circle kind of like right at the top middle. And I'm going to blend it out with my finger, just to make it look like there's this nice bright spot on that top of that piece. Okay, and then like I said, you guys can go back in with your pencil, make sure that this shadow down here is nice and dark. Okay, and blend it out, and that's it. Okay. Okay, that's it. Okay, that's our piece.